Hi everyone, it's Linnea, and I'm here with another video for sparklycreations.blogspot.com. Today I'm going to be making a Halloween card. I'll use this little girl here, and I do apologize. I got this stamp set a long time ago, and I don't remember who makes it, but I think it's super cute, and it's the card I have in my head is going to be like a card you can kind of adapt for any image that you want. So, and you can kind of see I was playing around here. I just mounted my stamp on my Fisker stamp block, and now I'm just going to press down, and I'm going to take my time pushing my fingers over every single area of this stamp. I'm going to be watercoloring her today, and I think I'm going to be doing some purple on her dress, so I'm just going to spray those down, and I'll jump right into the watercoloring. And I always spray my watercolors with water first, even though I'm using a water brush, because I like the colors to be kind of subtle at first, because you can always go back in, and like I just did there, you can make it darker, but blending for some reason is really hard for me, and I can't always take the color away. So I always go in light and then make it darker later. As I finish up coloring the bottom portion of her dress, I'm just going to clean off my water brush on my paper towel. And I love the look of green and purple at Halloween time. So I think I'm going to do the top of her dress just a light green. And something my mom taught me, she's an artist and I never claimed to be an artist, is that a picture looks best if the color is in your picture at least twice. So that's why I'm going to color the band of her hat the same green. Now I'll go back in with, let's see, I'll do the pumpkin now. We're going to do some oranges, so I'll spritz those up. Okay, let me do her skin now. I'm going to be using this peachy tone, and I also wet my white just in case I need to lighten things up a bit. Now, let me think. I'm going to make her hat a black hat, I think. That's what color witches' hats are, right? So I'll go in. I spritzed quite a bit of water on my black just because I want it to run or blend out smoothly. Now for her hair, I think I'll make her a little brown-haired witch. And I think that's it for coloring my little witch. I'm just gonna set her aside to dry. While that's drying, I forgot last time to show you how I do my card base. So all I do is I cut, this is going to be a square card. I'm kind of going out of my comfort zone, so I cut it down to 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I'm just going to score it at 4 1/4. And then I'll turn this over. I kind of butt my card up into the corner. That way I'm sure I kind of align all my edges, and then I'm just going to score it down, and that looks good. That'll be my card base. Now, I think I'm going to do a little bit of embossing. I loved this orange paper, and I don't use colored papers very often. Usually I'm a pattern paper kind of girl, but I have this stamp that I had bought to do my wedding invitations with, and I never have used it since then. So what's the use of a stamp just sitting in your drawer? So I thought I'd use it today. I'm going to put that down on my acrylic block, or my Fisker's block rather, and I usually don't like the look of black embossing, but if you look, this stamp is kind of like distressed, so I thought it would be okay that my black embossing powder doesn't stamp or doesn't emboss quite smoothly. So I'm just going to ink it up really well. Okay, I'm back, and I do apologize. My camera cut out, and I didn't realize until it was too late. So all I did was I went ahead and I embossed that stamp with black embossing powder. It's just Zing, let me find it here. This one I got it at the Hobby Lobby, Zing Black Opaque Embossing Powder. And now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it down. Okay. that looks good. And I think I'm going to take my ink and darken the edges. Just use my black chalk ink from Colorbox. I got this a long time ago. I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to run the ink pad right over the edges. I also, while the camera was off, I cut down this square. It's just going to fit right over my card base, and it's 4 1/4 inches square. So I'm just going to let that ink dry, and while I do that, I'm going to just fussy cut out this little girl, and that way I can just put her right on. Okay, so I have her all cut out, and now I'm just going to use a black marker, and I'm not using anything special. It's just a regular Sharpie, and I'm just going to color around the edges of her just so that when I mount it on my card, it doesn't show those white lines, and it looks more like it's a professional die cut rather than something I used my scissors and cut out. So I'll set that to the side. Next, I'm going to do some more stamping. I'm going to use the Happy stamp set. It's just Happy from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm also going to use this Studio G clear stamp. And I'm going to be doing some more stamping and some more embossing over top of this black embossing powder here. Put that there. I'm just going to use her just to figure out where I want to put this. I think right about there will be okay. I'm going to start with the middle. So I'll start with the Halloween word. And I'm just going to press my stamp block down onto it, and I'll pick it up. And I'm going to use my embossing ink, and I'll just ink up the stamp really well. Okay. And then, I think I put it on upside down. I did. Okay. I'm just going to use my grid lines just to make sure that I stamp it down straight. Okay. And I'll give it a really good press just to make sure that all the letters are there. Okay. And then I'll set that to the side. And I'm just going to use Zing White Opaque Embossing Powder. Okay, that looks good. And then I'll use my heat gun to heat set that. Okay, so now that that's all heat set, I'm going to use the word Happy from the Simon Says Stamp Happy. And I'll use this one right here. I'm going to add this row of pumpkins here to the bottom. Okay, so now that I have everything embossed, I don't know if you can see, but it just says Happy Halloween, and there's a little row of pumpkins underneath. I'm just going to add everything onto my card base. Like I said, we're using a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square, and that's already inked up around the edges, so I'm just going to use my HEG runner. And we'll add this. And when I add paper to my card front, I like to start at the top and make sure it's aligned, and then go down to the bottom. That way, if there's any excess hanging off, which there's not this time, I can just use my scissors and cut it off. Okay, and now I'll adhere this orange panel right down. And that's going to go right in the center. Okay. And then I'm going to use foam dots to pop her up, I think. Okay. And that's it. That's the card for today. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you'd like to see more videos like these, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my blog. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.